Hello everyone, it's Sue here from Scrappy Doo Sue. I hope everyone's okay and having a good week so far. Today is Wednesday, 26th of May. I've had taken annual leave this week, so I thought, I could do with some time off, to be honest. And we were planning to go over to Dublin, to Greystones outside of Dublin, to see my husband's parents, who are both in their 70s, and unfortunately the kind of easing of lockdown and travel hasn't really come soon enough. So what we decided to do is we went away for the weekend to a pet-friendly hotel in a part of the East Sussex coast that we love, which is Hastings, and we stayed in St Leonard's, which is adjacent to Hastings, and had a nice weekend there, although the weather was appalling, torrential rain and wind and all of that, but we just made the best of it and went out walking a lot. And my husband kept the days off. He went to work on Monday, but he kept the rest of this week off, and he's now gone off camping with the dog. Paddy dog's gone camping with Daddy to have some boy time alone. So I think he's hit it good for the weather this week, because although it's a bit overcast, it's been quite sunny. We haven't had any rain, touch wood. So he sent me some lovely pictures. He's been to Simmons Yap today, which is a beautiful part of the Forest of Dean where he's staying. So he's happy anyway, and I plan to get a lot of crafting done. So I haven't really done as much as I expected to do, to be honest. I filmed another episode of the Peacock Journal yesterday, and I'm having trouble cutting out about 3 frames in it. The app that I have on my phone gives you the ability to cut them out, but I can't seem to do it. So I've fiddled about with it for hours yesterday, on and off. So I've put it to one side, and I will have another look at it. And because what happened was, 3/4 of the way through filming it, I used my overhead camera. I don't know whether you call them tripods or what they are. And it decided to come out of the holder. The phone dropped down onto the desk, and then you could just see a couple, 2 or 3 frames of it, like me retrieving it, and I don't really want that in the video, but I'm trying to sort it out. So that was yesterday. So my husband went camping yesterday, and it took him until 10:30 in the morning to get himself sorted out. So I decided to wait until they'd gone before I cracked on, really. But I think I must have spent nearly all day on and off with that video, so I'm giving it a rest today, and I will get it up on YouTube, but I'm not at the moment. So today I'm going to do another episode in Margarete Miller's 52-week collage challenge. So for any new subscribers, and welcome if you are new, and welcome back any returning subscribers. I'm following this 52-week challenge. Didn't start it till April. Catching up a bit now on everyone else who started it in January. I'm using an old A5 unused notebook, which is white lined paper, and I'm using 1 page per collage. So last time we did episode 12, which is this one, and we have 5 prompts and a bonus, and the 5 prompts for hashtag CW Planner 13 are a photo, a geometric shape, something you see through the window, lines, a ticket stub of any kind, and the bonus is typewriter text. Well, I do not have a ticket stub of any kind. Just don't have one. Not been anywhere to get one, to be honest. It's the sort of thing you get when you go to the theatre, or when you go to somewhere, say, I don't know, one of the local area landmarks, like country houses and that sort of thing. And I haven't been anywhere, because obviously with lockdown nobody has really. So I don't have a ticket stub. So I'm going to substitute my 5th one for the bonus, which is typewriter text. Right, let's get going. I don't want to make this a long video. So I just get my glue book out of the drawer and my distress ink, my dauber, just change the head on that. So the head are not sticking very well to the dauber, so I hope I don't have to get a new dauber, but I don't know how long they last. Anyway, I'm going to just distress round the edge of this white paper all around. It's something I do every time, so I just want to take some of that white away, because we're collaging the whole page, so we're covering up the white. So I thought this was an ideal book to use. You know, with hindsight, I probably would have found something bigger, or maybe took 2 pages per week, but as they say, hindsight is a wonderful thing. So let's have a look at the things I found out. Okay, so I found this lined piece of 12 by 12. This is in the oh, I can never remember the name of it. Is it Heritage Stack? 180 pages of single-sided paper, which is really nice. Heirloom Stack, that's what it's called. Then I've got some, well, my geometric shape is going to be a star, and this is my typewriter text here, and it actually says the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. This is what when you learn to type, it's one of the phrases that you learn with. And the photograph is out of one of my collage books. I found this lovely sepia sort of picture of this very beautiful lady. I really like that. She just sort of stood out on the page, so I'm going to use her. And then things you can see through the window. Well, you know, if you look out of your window, if you're lucky enough, you can see the landscape. So I'm taking this out of one of my books, and it's a field with some poppies in, so, and it's sort of in watercolor, so that's what I'm going to use. And I thought, I've got this window, I thought if I cut it down, I may be able to somehow work it so that we can actually put that on the page and see through the window. So we'll see how that works. And then I've got some lovely blue lined paper, which is out of another, it's a cardstock 12 by 12 pad called the Galaxies, but I really like that lined paper, so I think we're going to use that as well somewhere. So let's get started. So I thought we would use this as the background, and I'm going to keep those red lines because I like them. So I'm just going to find my tear ruler, and I'm going to try not to work in a mess today. I start off with very good intentions, and I end up, you know, in a right pickle usually, which isn't really, it isn't really like me to work like that. I just don't know, it's something to do with videoing. It turns me into this untidy person, and that's what I'm blaming. So I just put the book up there for a moment. I thought maybe we'd take the square edge off of this, or should I say straight edge, if I can manage it. I think my problem is I try to take as minimal amount off the edge as I can, and it's quite difficult even with the tear ruler to get that off if it's too close to the edge. So I have to be a bit less frugal. Anyway, I hope everyone's having a good week so far. As I say, the weather has, well, dried up a bit is all I can say. It's not really brilliant. So I've had my last but one session of my phototherapy today. So I'm looking forward to maybe finishing the whole course on Friday, and getting that, you know, boxed off and put away, so I don't have to keep trekking over to Amersham Hospital 3 times a week. It really has taken its toll, I think, on me. And I think the staff are surprised, actually, because they've even said what, you know, a trek it is, and to have to go 3 times a week back to the same place. You know, I think they realise that it's not an easy thing. It's all right if you live on the doorstep. So I don't mind that being slightly smaller than a page because we've inked round it. I will just distress in there a bit more, right in that crease there. Okay, so I'm going to use the glue stick, and I've got my lovely Scotch glue stick. I do like this one. This is my favourite, really. But I think I'm probably due to get a new one soon, because I can feel that this is coming to the end. It's always the way, isn't it, when you've got one that you really like. It doesn't seem to last as long as the ones that aren't as good. I have been sparing with it, actually, because I was using up that other one that I bought in a supermarket. And just going to use my bone folder. Like that. So there we have the base. I've already got lines. Okay, now let's have a look at this photograph and cut this out properly. So I really like this. There's something about the sepia photographs that are quite nice. I mean, I'm not too keen on... There's something about the Tim Holtz ones I'm not keen on. I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's not from choice that I would put. I'm only putting this on here because it's one of the prompts. So that's needs a tiny slither off there. I do find them, I have to say, a little bit creepy if they're not family. Probably watch too many horror films or something. So I'm just going around the corners if I can, because with the small rounder, the 4mm one, just to, I don't know, make it look a bit more like a photo. Oh. Okay, just have to trim around that myself. It doesn't like this paper much. Get rid of those bits, and we're going to ink round just to get rid of that white edge. I think she's lovely, whoever she is. I always want to put them in the middle as a focal point, but I'm not sure I will this time. May have her down here. And then we're cutting out this piece of typewritten dialogue. And we want to cut the star out. I just printed that from my laptop, this star, because I didn't have anything really suitable. Just going to cut around there. I must say, this collage challenge does make you think. And it just makes, it's nice to have that bit of variety in your crafting. You know, I'm not the best collager, but it it makes you think and it gives you ideas. And if you post your finished piece on Instagram and you make sure you put hashtags in, you'll see what everyone else has done. And it's very interesting, I think, to see how other people interpret those 5 prompts in the way, you know, that you have. So just gonna get rid of that white. So we've got the star up there, and we've got this. I'm just going to cut around that. Immediately don't cut straight. I can see that I'm not. I remember using typewriters when I first started. Well, I left school at 16 and went straight into office work, you know, as a junior, I guess you'd say. I always remember Mum and Dad buying me an electric typewriter, and I just thought it was amazing. I really treasured that. I wish I'd kept it. It, you know, it's in one of those lovely cases. It's all these things you have and you wish you'd kept them because they might come in handy, you know, someday. So we've got those things, and then we've got our, I'm just going to tear around this landscape like so, because I don't know how much of it I'll be able to use. I just want to give that a bit more interest by tearing it. I always tear mine with little peaks. Peaks and troughs. Okay, so we want that somewhere on here. I did want to kind of use a window around it, but there's just an idea I had, so I'm going to cut this window out. I'm not having the shutters because it makes the piece too wide. So let's cut around here and cut these shutters off. And that may have to go up to the edge of the page now, because that side of that window is incorporated into the shutter on that side. So I'm not cutting very straight. I try not to cut too much off, because otherwise we'll end up with nothing. Okay, so we have a window. Now, if I can cut round the inside of the frame, this is my idea. I don't know if it will work. I've already got some roses in the foreground. I thought we might leave those to give it some perspective. I'm just roughly fussy cutting around those roses. I've had a bit of a tidy up in here. That's another thing I've been doing. Not as much as I wanted to do, but I'm kind of doing it in stages, really. So there's the window. So if we had that on the side of the page, but I want to really cut these out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip into the panes like so, and I'm going to cut them out and see how that looks. This is quite fiddly, isn't it? Oh well, if you don't try things, you never know. Sometimes I get these wacky ideas and I just think, well, you know, there's no harm in trying, is there? nothing ventured, nothing gained, and equally, you know, I'm not losing anything really by doing it. I must say it's a bit overcast this afternoon. It was very sunny when I went to Amersham. Let's get that piece out there like so. Okay. Okay, let's try this side. I suppose, actually, thinking about it, I could have drawn a window around it. That might be another idea. Let's get the bulk of it out. It's very quiet without Paddy Dog. Very, very quiet, and I haven't had him pacing up and down asking, telling me that it's either time for him to go out, time for me to go down for lunch, time for me to finish work. All of that. I haven't had that, but I have had Elmo doing his out, out, out wailing today. And it goes up to a crescendo, and then he suddenly stops and disappears back upstairs. I put his bed on the landing next outside the door of the spare room where I am, because we've had to, you know, put down a litter tray for him because he can't go out. I don't know when the nursing home around the corner is going to actually be shut down completely. It is beginning to stress me out, I must admit. I feel stressed for him because he's stressed, and I guess it's not really a natural thing for a cat to, you know, be kept in. I've never had cats that were indoor cats 24/7. I know some people do. Now, what I wanted to do was to kind of have a view of this through the window. So, let me see. What can we see there? Now, if we are trying to position this so that I get the best possible view. If I have it like that, that's quite nice. So if I just tear that end off, we have that down here, and we have that right up to the edge, like that. Am I going to be successful, I wonder, with my venture? So I wanted to give it the appearance of looking through the window. Okay, so if I cover that up, yeah, that could work actually. I'm just going to cut this one out here. Yeah, so our cat Pebbles is kind of out all the time. She comes in for food, wants to go out again. She stayed out all night last night, although she's, you know, getting on. She doesn't really want to be in all the time. I'm going to fussy cut around this butterfly, but cut the rest of it out. like that. Okay, right, that's enough messing about now. Okay, so now that gives me a bit more perspective there. Okay, so you know, I thought it was such a good idea, this. So I wonder if that's going to look like, I think it will look like you can see through the window. I think I'm going to be daring and tear this side off like that. So I want it up higher than lower, really, because if I have it up like that, you're not going to see much of the land, the horizon, and I want to try and get the horizon in. So I think I'm going to go with that, and we have to get rid of the bottom piece. Right, I'm going to ink around this frame. Daubing the lid of the ink and not the ink. That's going to get me far, isn't it? Just want to give this a hint of distress ink. Particularly around the insides. Very quiet, isn't it? I'm not used to it. I kind of miss him, you know, miss them both really. Okay, so if we just distress around there a bit, and there, just to take some of that white off. Okay, so I'm just going to cut that side of the window down here, because I may use that. I bet you're all thinking, mad woman, mad, mad, mad. And you'll probably be right. So you might put that down there just to give that window a side, like so. So that's going to go there, and that is going to go behind it. Kind of like that. So I want that here. So I just want to see where I need. Let me get this back down so you can see. I just want to position the window first so that I know where I'm going to be putting my horizon. So I think I'll put it there like that. So I'm going to glue the page and stick this down like so. Like that. Okay, let's see if this works. Then I'm just going to move the book there for a second. Move my ink. Let's just get these bits out of the way, because otherwise we're going to be in a pickle, aren't we? then I want to carefully be very careful, because this is quite strong, this glue stick, and I'm liable to pull a piece off if I'm not careful. Okay. Oh, now I need to be very careful. So before I put that down, it's now stuck to me. I just want to stick this down at the edge. So hopefully I haven't gone too high with that. And then this is going to go down on the page like that, and just get that bit of a ink round. There. Now, I like that because I can look through that window and I can see outside. Crazy woman. Crazy woman. So I've got a tiny little area here that needs a bit of a patch. I'd quite like to just put a piece in there if I can. Let's just lift that up. Don't think it's quite stuck down, so I'm going to think it matters which way up because it's watercolour. It's all vague, just an impression of flowers. Some more glue there. Okay, where's my bone folder? Giving that a press down. Right, that's the window done. Okay, so I want to have this lady down here, and then I've got my typing. I've got my star, which could go there, and I've also got this stripy paper for the lines. So this doesn't tear very well, so I think I'm going to just cut a couple of pieces of it. Okay, like that. So on the back you can see there's some nice galaxy paper. So I think I'm going to have a piece of this down here, like this. And I'm going to roughen the edges up with my tool. Which, now I've had a tidy up, I cannot find anything. It's always the way, isn't it? So we want a piece down here. We might have that under her like so. Okay, so I'm going to roughen this up. I know this has got white in it, but I'm not too bothered about it. I don't think everything has to be, you know, vintage coloured is the way I'm going to describe it. We're going to distress around the edge anyway. It's quite thick, this is. So that's there. Do I put it there or there? Under her, right. Now I need a piece now to go down. I want to have a piece down here. Quite a narrow piece. And let's so we're going to have that down there like that. And then I found also in the Heritage Stack, is it called Heritage Stack? Did I say that's what it's called? There's this collage page and of a typewriter, and I thought, well, I'm going to use that in my collage. So like that. So I'm going to have the writing above the typewriter like so. And we've got a star which can go here like that. I don't know how interesting this looks actually now looking at it. I'm just going to look at it for a few seconds and see what I think. Is that how I want her to be? Yeah, I think I do actually. I think I quite like something else down here. So we've got some bits of this baker's twine, and it's actually got lines in it, so it's yellow and white lines, so might think about that. Or am I just clutching at straws, I think, with that? No, I don't like it. Okay, so I need to think now. Something else needs to go on this page. Perhaps we won't have a long piece, we just have a short piece. So it's very hard to tear this. So I think maybe we'll have a piece up there and it's not quite so overpowering. Then I'm stuck. I might have to do I want this colour paper on here? Is it that's giving me problems, or do I want a piece of, say, graph paper would be quite nice. I'll just have a look in my scraps. I know I have been using bits and pieces, so that's nice. That has lines in it. Yeah, I think that's probably the best. I don't want to be rustling around in my... So let's take these off. I don't know if I like them. Right, it's bad enough with the star. Not too keen on that either. So if we put the star down here and we have the typewriter here like this, but with behind it I have a bit of this, you know, to collage the star on some, I don't know, on some different backgrounds, maybe like that. Have that there and that there. I don't have to have the typewriter on it, but I just like the idea of it. That's what I liked. I think that's what I'm going to do. And then I've got this piece left, so I might be better off rid of that rubbish. Better off using my hair ruler to try and tear that edge a little bit, like so. Oh, so I don't want to get rid of all the lined paper at the back, you see. That's what I'm trying to avoid. So we could have some of that up here. That will mirror that. Just going to see what it looks like. Yeah. Okay. And you'll want to keep the lines, some of these lines, because that's part of the challenge. So let's ink around these pieces, give them a good ink to make them really stand out. Yes, I don't have an awful lot to say today. So we had a busy weekend, and I like that. And maybe put that over there like so. Okay, I'm going to stick those down before I change my mind. Let's get my glue book back. Off my trolley. Trolley dolly. Trolley's a godsend actually, because I can move it about where I want to. So I'll just have that down a bit so we've still got the lines above and below. Then these are going a slightly different direction. So I'm going to put her down. And I'll just turn that back over. Okay. Like so. Now that's automatically put itself under there, and I quite like that. So we'll first put some glue there. Makes that a bit easier then. Let's get that smooth over. Okay, now the typewriter is going to go here, I think. So let's just give that an ink around. It's got some collaged words at the back of it, which is, I think, a nice extra dimension. Okay. Oh, goodness me, all I seem to do is knock everything over. It's like Skittles. Right, now I'll have that piece up there. I want the typewriter. I'd rather have that over the top of that, like that, which is a messy job, isn't it? That there, like fitting around there, like so. Okay, and then I think I'm just going to finish off with, let's put a label on Let me just get my Tracy Fox labels. I must cut some more out. I keep saying that. Must cut some more out. So I don't think we want a red one. I think we ought to go for something a bit different. Blue or green perhaps, or even black. Now that black one was nice, but it said grass on it, so it's a definition of grass, which is not really appropriate for where it's going. That one's natural history specimens. Do not detach. I try not to put them down for the sake of it. I try to work out, you know, what they're going to add to the party, if you like. See, I do like those numbers. They're nice. I do like those, actually. I cut them out to use in a previous collage a few weeks ago, and I never used them. But I like them because it picks up this. It's actually, that's out of the same collage sheet when I think about it. I'm going to put those down, you know, I just like them. So I'm putting those down the side, kind of there. So I've still got lined paper there, here and here. And maybe just a tiny little label down the bottom. Very thin one, very thin label. That's got August the 29th on it. Oh, my fingers are very sticky. These are all sticking to me. Oh, I like this one. This one's nice. It's got a lot of numbers on it. I like that colour because it's different, although I'd quite, now I've decided I'd quite like a green one, so that's nice. That's number. Do we want one with numbers on when we've got those numbers, or would we like one with words on? Just see the difference if we can. Ah, this is a nice one. Well, this has got numbers on, but it's also got lines on it. I quite like that because I think that'll pick up the green up here. So I'm just going to quickly trim around this a bit. Yes, I'm sorry if I'm quiet today. I just feel like being quiet, I guess. Yeah, so I'm going to put that down here like that, and I'm going to use my art glitter. I've had a thought about the collage. When I was having a tidy up, I found one of those small plastic bottles that's got the same nib to go on it, so I might decant some of it into there because it's so runny that I think I'll be able to easily do that. Okay, so I'm not sticking on the 5 prompts. I think they take up too much of my A5 page. Let's just glue the lids, rather. Find our prompts. So there we have it. So we have our photo, we have a geometric shape, we have something you see through the window, and I've put a landscape through an actual window. We have lines. I've got lined paper at the back and some more collage lined paper and a lined label. And I didn't use a ticket stub, I don't have it. And I've got the bonus I'm using, which is typewritten text, and I've got a little typewriter there as an addition. So there we are. That is the page there. Okay, that's it then. That's me done. Okay then, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'm sure I'm going to see you again before the weekend. So take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.